admitting he took bribes to smuggle narcotics and people across the U.S.-Mexico border while on duty.
Public servants take an oath, and when we take that oath, we honor it and we stand by it.
Nearly 4 months ago, Hernandez pleaded guilty to receiving bribes and attempted distribution of methamphetamine. He admitted to using his role as a Border Patrol agent to open restricted border fences to allow people to illegally enter the United States in exchange for cash payments of $5,000 per opening.
Later on, he was offered $20,000 to move narcotics. And in that particular instance, he picked up a bag of methamphetamine from the United States-Mexico border and carried it to his residence. After work, he went back to his house, got the methamphetamine, and took it to an undercover agent where he was arrested.
This video shows that there are U.S. citizens who work with cartels to illegally smuggle drugs across the border. They can be police officers, citizens, or really anyone. The cartel will bribe people with money to do this dangerous deed that can get people in very big trouble.
One, state your emergency.
There's a dead body floating in the bay.
A nude and decapitated body pulled from the waters off South Padre Island.
We collected evidence from the tire shop. Fingerprints were there in the hands.
I'm here with your husband.
He's the first suspect. Why?
It's hard to explain why your Border Patrol badge is with cocaine, money, and a cartel pistol.
A Border Patrol agent is being charged with capital murder associated with the Gulf Cartel.
He was on our team, so yeah, we're very concerned about that.
He is not one bad apple. He is part of a rate of corruption that exceeded that of any other U.S. federal law enforcement agency.
Mexico. By the grace of God, that day he was coming back into the United States. When he did cross, at customs, they ran his name, and lo and behold, the warrant pops up. And they tell us that there's a second person with him, identified as Joel Luna. Joel Luna was the third brother, the middle brother of the Lunas. When we found out he was a Border Patrol agent, this whole scenario now has changed.
Eduardo Luna, el pájaro, was a sicario. A sicario is a Spanish word for assassin. Well, when you get to a certain stage, your bosses make gifts.
It's hard to explain that away. It's hard to explain why your Border Patrol badge is in a safe with cocaine, money, and a cartel pistol.
Corruption in the border between the United States and Mexico is a cycle of crime that has been happening for years. The cartel uses the border as a use of operation of the drug trade. When they have tunnels or hide drugs in well-hidden places in cars, it is easy for the drugs to cross undetected. The U.S. has law enforcement to try and prevent drugs from crossing into the United States, which this does not always happen effectively.
Issued an ultimatum to the vigilantes: pledge allegiance to the government and enjoy immunity or go to jail. Fearing prosecution, most surrendered and were rearmed.
Yo ya tengo este galil que me lo asignó el gobierno para como parte de las fuerzas rurales.
But Morales holds out because he believes the government itself has been corrupted by the cartels.
The very institutions that are there to protect them either weren't there, or they were working in collaboration and direct collusion with the cartels.
That home with chemicals like hydrochloric acid. Ask yourselves what kind of people would expose others, including babies, to breathing hydrochloric acid, and think about what these chemicals will do to you. We go in hazmat suits and bring oxygen tanks to protect ourselves. The people who buy drugs are paying for all that ugliness and violence.
Fuerte.
Mexico and the U.S. are responsible for illegal substances in their country. Yes, Mexico are the main producers of drugs, but the U.S. also needs to acknowledge that their people are taking part in the distribution within their own country, such as in the video. Americans have more resources available to make and distribute drugs as they only face punishment from the law rather than powerful cartel groups. Mexico suffers on a daily with cartel activity, and their government officials don't provide help and instead contribute to social issues while making their citizens believe that they care about them.